Hi, I'm André, and I'm the product lead for Android Widgets. Today is all about reaching your users. We're going to walk you through opportunities to deliver your app's most critical content and features directly to your users' fingertips and effortlessly across all of their Android devices. Joining me on stage to dive into exactly how we're doing this are two of my brilliant colleagues.
Hey everyone, my name is Frank and I lead our glanceable experiences for Wear OS. It's great to be here and I can't wait to show you how the wrist is evolving to be a seamless part of this new widget ecosystem.
And I'm John from Developer Relations. Later in the session, I'll be showing you some code snippets demonstrating how the Glance library makes building widgets simple.
Thank you, Frank and John. Today, we're here to talk about the incredible value widgets bring to the Android ecosystem. A widget is a piece of app UI that can be rendered remotely outside the main Android application. For users, widgets are all about instant access. They want their favorite app content and features front and center without even having to open an app. For you, the developers, this represents a massive opportunity. Widgets are an incredibly powerful tool to engage users and bring value outside your app. In fact, let me tell you about the app Gratitude. Gratitude is a mindfulness app that recently launched an updated suite of widgets that blend in well with the wallpaper, adapt to a variety of sizes, and most importantly, offer multiple ways for users to stay on top of their mental well-being and personal growth goals. The Gratitude app saw that users who add at least one widget have 25% higher retention compared to those who don't. Have you thought about how your app might benefit from widgets as part of your retention strategy? To truly capture this opportunity, we must first address the friction you currently face. Historically, building for different devices required entirely different libraries and technologies, like using Glance and Remote Views for mobile, but having to learn tiles and proto layouts for Wear. Furthermore, widgets haven't been available on all Android form factors, which limits the impact of your investment. This is why we are working towards a unified approach, where app content follows the user across Android devices with minimal developer effort. To kick this off, we are proud to announce that we are bringing mobile widgets to Android Auto. That's right, the investments you've already made in mobile widgets will soon be available to your users in their cars. This creates an opportunity to unlock new user journeys on the over 250 million cars that are Android Auto compatible. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. One of the incredible things about Android Auto is that your customizations travel with you. The moment I flew in for I/O and connected to my rental car, my usual setup was waiting for me. Just a swipe away is one of my favorites, the Contacts widget. As you can see, I have my partner pinned to the dashboard, and the UI adapts flawlessly to the car's screen. This is especially vital today, since his birthday falls on the exact same day as this talk. Thanks to that delightful on-screen reminder and quick one-tap call feature, I can rest assured I won't forget to wish him a happy birthday before I start my commute to watch the keynote. We're thrilled to unlock these new glanceable user journeys on Android Auto later this year and for Google built-in vehicles coming soon. Our vision is to make your widgets available everywhere your users are. Here to show you how we're evolving the experience on watches is Frank.
Thank you, André. The watch truly is the ultimate glanceable surface. For years, full-screen tiles have been a go-to surface on Wear OS, providing users with instant, glanceable access to their essential updates. But as the Android ecosystem moves toward a unified vision, we're evolving the way we think about the wrist. Today, we are bringing the watch closer to the rest of the Android family, with the goal of minimizing efforts for watch developers. As a first step, we are transitioning away from isolated full-screen tiles toward a more unified experience. We're introducing two new card layouts, small and large, that perfectly align with the 2x1 and 2x2 formats on mobile, ensuring your designs feel cohesive across every device. Because these experiences now share the same DNA as the widgets on your phone and in your car, it's time for a name that reflects that. Today, we are officially renaming tiles to Wear Widgets, with the new Wear Widgets API available in alpha as part of Jetpack Glance. These new layouts work great across all Wear OS devices. Notably, widgets using this API can now populate Samsung Galaxy Watch multi-info tiles, which were previously only composed of Samsung's own widgets. But don't worry about fragmented development. Our new APIs are backward compatible with devices running Wear 4 and up. On devices that support a horizontal carousel, such as the Pixel Watch, your large widget will simply display in full screen as a traditional tile. We've been working closely with our early access partners to bring this to life. And as you can see, these Wear widgets are still packed with a lot of glanceable content. But this shift isn't just about the name or the layouts. It's about the engine under the hood. For a long time, tiles were powered by Proto Layout, but developers wanted more expression, more motion, and above all, more consistency with Compose. The new Glance Wear widgets are powered by RemoteCompose, a new Android remote UI framework. It's an API perfectly aligned with Compose, but designed for out-of-app experiences such as widgets. We're making this architecture shift for a few reasons. First, RemoteCompose unlocks a new level of expressiveness, including differentiating interactions, premium animations, and shape morphing that were previously impossible outside your app. Second, performance. RemoteCompose handles this expressiveness without triggering any app wake-ups, saving critical battery life. And third, most importantly, is adaptability across form factors. RemoteCompose was designed from the ground up to be adaptive across our device ecosystem, including phones and cars. On Wear OS, RemoteCompose replaces Proto Layout as the core UI layer for widgets. Here's how it works. You build your UI using the RemoteCompose creation libraries. It compiles into a lightweight, platform-agnostic binary format, which we call the RemoteCompose document. Finally, the system RemoteCompose player natively renders it on the device. It can handle interactions and rich animations without waking your app, delivering incredible battery efficiency and portability across devices. This brings us to our vision for a unified ecosystem. By aligning our widgets layouts with mobile, moving our Wear APIs into Jetpack Glance, and adopting RemoteCompose, we are tearing down the wall between mobile and Wear development. Today, that means you get to reuse a lot of what you've learned on mobile to build your Wear widgets. Looking ahead, our goal is to make porting a widget from the phone to the watch as simple as adjusting a few layout parameters. By harmonizing these stacks today, we're setting the foundation for your app to effortlessly follow your users across devices in the future. RemoteCompose is the engine making this possible. Let's bring André back out to talk about how RemoteCompose will allow you to push the boundaries of what you can do with a widget.
Thanks, Frank. I love the engine analogy. Widgets aren't new, but with RemoteCompose driving them, we can supercharge what widgets can do. Today, we're announcing the next evolution of our developer API for widgets, Jetpack Glance. This update is all about giving you the tools to build premium, highly expressive widgets. And thanks to RemoteCompose as the underlying technology, we're unlocking incredible new capabilities in 2026. We're talking about new innovative widget patterns, like Snap Scroll, which allows your users to consume multiple bits of your glanceable content with a simple swipe. And expressive components, so you can bring more of your carefully crafted brand expression to your widget. And introducing particle effects, a new way to delight users when a milestone has been reached. Now I know what you might be thinking. New features means maintaining extra code for older devices. We built the latest version of Jetpack Glance to be backwards compatible. Glance seamlessly provides a fallback to remote views in XML for older mobile devices running Android 15 and below, all while enabling these new powerful RemoteCompose features on Android 16 and above. To help you build great widgets even faster, lean into our canonical layouts. They take the guesswork out of designing high-quality widgets. Take a look at our new single-entity layout in 2x2 and 2x1 formats. They're perfect for delivering bite-sized key information, like a quick weather update or a headline, right at a glance. The beauty of these streamlined layouts is that they make sure your widget looks great across devices. And they truly shine in the car since they naturally minimize cognitive load by keeping the UI uncluttered and the touch targets clear. Plus, they use dynamic theming to automatically tailor your widget to your users' color choices. This means your widget will feel right at home on their phone's home screen, adapt flawlessly to their car's dashboard, and still give you the perfect canvas to show off what makes your app special. We also have the streak layout. This is your go-to format for helping users track stats relevant to your app's content, like how many consecutive days they've hit their exercise goals. It's a highly visual, motivating way to help them stay on track. And look at that smooth fade when resizing the widget. That's baked directly into RemoteCompose by default, creating more polished experiences for your users as they personalize their device with your widget. To show you exactly how easy it is to take advantage of these new features and target more form factors, let's bring John out.
Thanks, André. Now that we've learned a little more about Glance and the underlying RemoteCompose engine, let's take a look at how they're used to create adaptive widgets for your phone. I've been working on a new sports schedule and results widget lately in my spare time. This seems like a perfect opportunity to demonstrate the intuitive new Snap Scroll feature. Snap scrolling allows developers to add snap-to-page behavior to their vertically scrolling widgets, providing new ways to showcase content in consumable, bite-sized scrollable chunks. And since a scrollable widget takes up only a small amount of screen real estate, it provides a high-value piece of UI that doesn't cover up a user's wallpaper. Here's that sports results widget I mentioned. It's looking pretty basic so far, but if I add snap scrolling, I'll be able to quickly check all my favorite teams' schedules and results, and things will start to feel a little more polished. Let's dive into the code. Here's how my Sports Glance widget is written today. It's pretty simple. I'm taking advantage of how the lazy column automatically provides scrolling to my widget. To add snap scrolling behavior, I'll just need to augment my lazy column by setting its vertical scroll mode parameter with the result of a snap scroll match height function call, furnishing that call with the height of the widget container to ensure each row has the same height. And with that simple code change, my widget will snap through its pages while scrolling. Check it out. Keep in mind that because I wrote this widget with Glance, on Android 15 and lower, it will run in compatibility mode, rendering the traditional scrolling behavior via remote views. To try out these new widget features, check out our developer guidance. Next up, we know the great thing about adaptive widgets is that they work across form factors, and that includes cars. Be sure to design your widgets so that they meet our quality guidelines, which is the best way to ensure they will look great across various car display sizes. As widgets expand to new form factors, there may be minor differences in how users interact with your widgets. One example of this is scrolling, which isn't supported on Android Auto. To account for this, the platform will default to the first item in your scrollable lazy column. So, make sure to carefully choose your first item, as this represents an excellent opportunity to show your most valuable, dynamic, personalized use cases. To learn more about the widget's experience in cars, check out our guidance. Next up, let's learn how to adapt an existing Wear OS full-screen tile to a card layout widget, which can take advantage of the vertical widgets tray on some devices. To accomplish this, we'll port the UI from a Wear OS tile to create a new widget with the GlanceWare and RemoteCompose Wear libraries. As a baseline, here's a Wear OS tile that I've been developing lately for my exercise app. If we inspect the code, you can see all the familiar elements. I've used some new tiles library features to implement a Material 3 tile service and the Proto Layout Material 3 library to define the UI. Let's try porting this tile to a large size widget. As you can see, this allows me to reuse pretty much the same design as my tile, but in a predefined container. To get started, we'll need some new dependencies. The structure of these is similar to how things are with tiles, but instead of tiles dependencies, we'll need GlanceWare libraries, and instead of Proto Layout dependencies, we'll use RemoteCompose to define the UI of a widget. Make sure to use the latest versions of these libraries. In the code, let's start with the equivalent of the tile service, the GlanceWare widget service, which handles the incoming bind requests from the system. Here, we will instantiate a GlanceWare widget with a simple user-defined constructor. Our GlanceWare widget's only job is to provide the service with the UI definition of the widget. To accomplish this, override the provide widget data function so that it invokes a composable widget. Since widgets are now using card layouts, you'll need to retrofit the UI from the main slot of your full screen tile. Use the provided RemoteCompose components as direct replacements for your tile's components. For instance, let's take a look at how the new UI code looks next to a chunk of my exercise tile from above. The improvement in readability is remarkable. You can see that I've used the equivalent UI from our tile's main slot to create the main buttons of the widget in my remote exercise button group composable. And with that, our new widget is ready to go. It's important to keep in mind compatibility when creating a new widget. Devices supporting a horizontal carousel will display your widgets in full screen compatibility mode, and only some devices on Wear OS 7 Plus will display widgets in their card format. If you already have a tile, we recommend keeping it around so it can leverage all the available screen real estate on devices that support a horizontal carousel. And there you have it. To try out new Wear widgets today, check out our developer resources. Thanks, André. Back to you.
Thanks, John. The demo really shows how effortless this new architecture is. But the surfaces we talked about today, mobile, auto, and Wear, are just the beginning. Looking ahead to 2027 and beyond, our vision is that widgets will continue to support the latest form factors. We're actively working on bringing widgets to XR, AI glasses, and desktop, so glancing at content from your app becomes a seamless, ambient part of the day for an Android user. If you haven't watched the Android show yet, I encourage you to check it out. You'll see a massive announcement as part of Gemini Intelligence called Create My Widget. It's just another example of how we're investing in widgets and unlocking a new dimension of user personalization on Android. Between new ways for users to create widgets and the updates we discussed today to make building great widgets for your app easier, we're excited to bring the next generation of glanceable experiences to all of Android.
We cannot wait to see the incredible widgets you are going to build for the Android ecosystem of devices. Thank you so much for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of Google I/O.